Hey everybody, this is John Franklin Reviewer, and I'm back with another movie review, but not just any movie review here. I'm doing an anniversary movie review, and it's been a while since I've done one. Before I get to my review of this here, I do actually have a couple shout outs here. I want to give a shout out to my friend Mickey, who I work with, very good guy. And the second person is someone I just became very recently new friends with on YouTube. Her name is Mandy Macintosh 1, and she does a lot of mixture of different videos and stuff, but I'd say maybe in the past month and a half, she's been actually doing ranking videos. I know she's done stuff like Friday the 13th, Leprechaun, A Nightmare on Elm Street, and many other ones that she's done, and she's got some real other cool stuff out this month and for October, which is awesome. Go check her out. I will try to put her name down below in the description. Go click on it and go check out her videos too. Okay, on to the movie review here. The movie Seven, September 22nd of 1995. 25 years ago this movie came out. Now, just a quick thing here. There will be some spoilers. What exactly is this movie about? Well, this movie is actually about two detectives trying to bring down a serial killer who really thinks that the people that he's killing represents one of the 7 deadly sins. Okay, so what is it that I really enjoyed about this movie here? Everybody in this movie was believable with their acting, directed very well. I love the script. It's supposed to be very creepy and intense, and that's what the movie brings you. So let's get right into the acting here with the main characters here. Let's start off with Morgan Freeman here, Detective Somerset. Okay, this guy has a week left before he's going to retire. So the thing is that I really did enjoy Morgan Freeman's character because he was definitely front and center along with another character we're going to talk about here soon. He was smart, he was cool, calm, and collect. I loved his journey that he goes through in this. And now going into his partner here, Brad Pitt's Detective Mills, a fucking hothead throughout this movie. But for me, this really works. These two actors really knew how to work together in this movie. With Brad Pitt, this is one of the few movies that I could say I really liked him in. I can admit I'm not a Brad Pitt fan, like a lot of people are, but he definitely does a damn good job in this movie, and I give him credit on that there. Now let's get to our serial killer here, John Doe, played by Kevin Spacey. He has got to be one of the smartest villains in this movie. We also have R. Lee Ermey. He plays the chief of police, and he's really good in the few scenes or so that he's actually in this movie. We also have, at the time, a very young Gwyneth Paltrow in this movie. She plays a character named Tracy, who is Brad Pitt's wife in this here. The pacing of this movie was really good. Like, each scene was real short and everything like really came together kind of thing. I felt like that there really wasn't any boring parts in this movie. Let's get to some of the, without going into too much details here, some of the dead bodies here. One of the ones we have is this big, probably like, maybe he's like 300-pound guy. His hands and his legs are all bound. The bad guy kills a lawyer and he has him all bound up and all that there. There was one with a guy, a knife, and a prostitute. It's got to be one of the most sickest things that you can imagine what went down. Kevin Spacey, okay. With him, when we first finally get a chance to see him, we do see him briefly as a reporter. He just comes in the cab. He just goes into the police station, you know, screams detective, puts his hands up, and it turns out that all of his fingers were bandaged because he ends up cutting off the skins off his fingers there. So there's no fingerprints on dead bodies, any books, anything that this guy has touched. After he gets caught, he has a lawyer, and the lawyer says he actually wants the two detectives to take John Doe to a certain place that he'll tell you to find 2 dead bodies, and it will finish off the 7 deadly sins and all that there. So at first, Mills and Somerset did not want to go with this. They didn't believe it's like, hey, we got this guy, blah, blah, blah. But they're like, we got to figure out these last 2 ones. So they finally agreed to it. The next morning, they take John Doe in their police car. They're being followed, of course, by a helicopter and all that. And they go where they need to go. Well, it turns out they end up going into a desert. Now, the thing was that pretty much, I'd say about a few minutes after they get to the desert there, a delivery truck comes. So Mills stays with John Doe, and Somerset goes to get this package, whatever this package is supposed to be. So he goes and he stops the delivery driver, gets the package, and sends the guy on foot there. So the thing is that Somerset's like, you know what, I'm going to open up the package. He opens it up. They don't show it. Turns out that it was actually Detective Mills' wife, Tracy. Her head was in that box there. So the thing is that there were, as I mentioned, there were 2 bodies left, 2 sins. So it turned out that there was envy and wrath. Well, once Somerset goes up, doesn't want to say what's going on, but John Doe actually says, hey, by the way, I admire you, I'm envious of you and all of that, and I tried to go to your place and play husband, and it didn't quite work out. So I took a souvenir, your wife's head. And he also mentioned that she was pregnant. Mills didn't know that there. And that was another disturbing thing there. So there we go with that. Now we had wrath. Now this is where I have to get into the negatives here. There is only 2 that I really have here. Brad Pitt's great, his acting was great in this until the very end, where he tries to cry and he's holding the gun that he wants to shoot John Doe. He's crying, puts his head down, puts his gun down. Same thing, does this a couple times and all that there. Goes over and shoots John Doe in the head, and then just shoots him another 3 or 4 times after that. And the thing was, that's one thing I really didn't like. Actually, both of those there, I really didn't like. Just that little bit of acting that it's like he could have done a little bit more emotion to it there. And he did make, unfortunately, and people will disagree with me about this, the wrong decision to shoot John Doe here. Because the thing was that if he didn't kill him, they put him back in the car and sent him to prison. That could have been the way it could have ended. But I didn't like his decision that he decided to make. Yes, I see the point. In my opinion, he should have just let that go. Should have not shot him, because it turned out that the bad guy wins. He's dead, but he wins. And I just never liked that. So they show Detective Mills in the back of a police car. And this is where Somerset's, this case is solved, time to move on and go retire and all that. That's pretty much how it ends there. And I really do love this movie here. Really good. This movie rating is going to be 3.5 out of 4 stars. So what is your opinion about the movie Seven? Give me a comment down below. Is this a movie you like? Is this a movie that you don't like? Thank you guys so much for watching a movie review, an anniversary movie review to be exact here. And as always, stay awesome.